Welcome back everyone. So, in the previous lecture, we have seen the second shifting property, scaling property, multiplication and division by t property of Laplace transform. Okay, so today we will see the properties on the Laplace transform of derivatives and integrals of a function and examples based on these properties. Okay, so the first one is Laplace transform of the derivatives. That is, the Laplace transform of the derivative of a function, which states that if the Laplace transform of the function ft is fs, then the Laplace transform of f dash t is equal to s into Laplace transform of ft minus f0. Okay, so let's see how we can prove it. From the basic definition of Laplace transform, if we find the Laplace transform of f dash t, that is derivative of ft, we can write it as Laplace transform of f dash t equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus st into f dash t dt. Just we have replaced the ft by f dash t. Okay. Now let's solve this equation by the basic integration by parts. So what we get? We get e raised to the power minus st into integral of f dash t dt, limit from 0 to infinity, minus integral 0 to infinity d by dt of e raised to the power minus st into integral f dash t dt. So, as the integral of f dash t is ft, we can write e raised to the power minus st into integral f dash t dt as e raised to the power minus st into ft, limit from 0 to infinity. And similarly, by differentiating e raised to the power minus st, we get minus integral 0 to infinity minus s into e raised to the power minus st into ft dt. On putting limit to the first part, we get minus f0 as e raised to the power minus infinity becomes 0, and taking out minus s outside the integral in second part, we can write it as s into integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus st into ft dt. So, integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus st into ft dt is Laplace transform of ft. So, we can write it as s into Laplace transform of ft, and thus we get Laplace transform of f dash t as s into Laplace transform of ft minus f0. Okay, so the next property is Laplace transform of derivative of order n. Just as we have seen the Laplace transform of derivative of a function, now we will see what is the Laplace transform of derivative of nth order. So the property states that the Laplace transform of f raised to the power n of t is given by s raised to the power n into Laplace transform of ft minus s raised to the power n minus 1 into f0 minus s raised to the power n minus 2 into f dash of 0 minus s raised to the power n minus 3 into f double dash 0 and so on till minus f raised to the power n minus 1 0. So let's check the proof. Starting from what we have proved just now, that is Laplace transform of f dash t equal to s into Laplace transform of ft minus f0. Replacing ft by f dash t and f dash t by f double dash t. In this equation, we get Laplace transform of f double dash t equal to s into Laplace transform of f dash t minus f dash 0. Now put the value of Laplace transform of f dash t from the equation first above, and by solving it we can write Laplace transform of f double dash t as s square into Laplace transform of ft minus s into f0 minus f dash 0. Similarly, we can write Laplace transform of f triple dash t equal to s into Laplace transform of f double dash t minus f double dash 0. Just as we have done it above, again put the value of f double dash t from equation 2 what we have just obtained. So we get Laplace transform of f triple dash t equal to s cube into Laplace transform of ft minus s square into f0 minus s into f dash 0 minus f double dash 0. So you see, as the order of differentiation is increasing, so the resultant equation is also expanding in a definite manner. So if we keep going on increasing the order of a function to n time, we get Laplace transform of f raised to the power n of t as s raised to the power n into Laplace transform of ft minus s raised to the power n minus 1 into f0 minus s raised to the power n minus 2 into f dash 0 dash 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 2 minus f raised to the power n minus 1 0. So if we have to find the Laplace transform of derivative of the function, we can use the above relation to find it. Let's see how we can use it in our examples. So the first example is find the Laplace transform of the function cos dash 3t. Okay, so let's do it. As we know that the Laplace transform of cos 3t is equal to s by s square plus 9, simply by using Laplace transform of cos at. Now we have to find the Laplace transform of cos dash 3t, that is derivative of cos 3t. So simply apply the derivative property of Laplace transform that we have learned just now, that is the Laplace transform of f dash t equal to s into Laplace transform of ft minus f0. So here the Laplace transform of ft we know, and what is f0? f0 is equal to 1. Simply by putting 0 we get cos 0 as 1. So the Laplace transform of cos dash 3t is equal to, we get s into s by s square plus 9 minus 1. Solving it, we get Laplace transform of cos dash 3t as minus 9 by s square plus 9. Okay, so let's take another example. If the function ft is such that ft equal to 1 for t greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 2 and ft equal to t minus 2 for t greater than equal to 2, then find the Laplace transform of f dash t. So same as we have done earlier, we have to apply the property of Laplace transform of derivatives and we can find the Laplace transform of f dash t. So first we need to find the Laplace transform of ft and f0, then only we can apply the property. So let's find the Laplace transform of ft first. Laplace transform of ft is integral 0 to infinity e raised to the power minus st into ft dt. Now our function is defined in two parts, from 0 to 2 and from 2 to infinity. So we need to apply the Laplace transform to each part in separate limit. So we can write it as integral 0 to 2 e raised to the power minus st into 1 dt plus integral 2 to infinity e raised to the power minus st into t minus 2 dt. Just solve the integration and apply the limit. We get Laplace transform of ft as e raised to the power minus 2s by s square minus 1 by s into e raised to the power minus 2s minus 1. Just do it by your own. And what is f0? f0 is equal to 1 for t equal to 0, as ft is 1 from 0 to 2. So we have Laplace transform of ft and f0. Now we can easily find the Laplace transform of f dash t by using derivative property of Laplace transform. And we can write Laplace transform of f dash t as s into e raised to the power minus 2s by s square minus 1 by s into e raised to the power minus 2s minus 1 whole minus 1. Simplifying further, we get Laplace transform of f dash t is equal to e raised to the power minus 2s by s minus e raised to the power minus 2s. Now let's see one more example. It will clear your understanding in a better way. Example is, find the Laplace transform of cos root t by root t. Now this is a little bit tricky one. Let's see how to find the Laplace transform of this. For this, let us consider a function g of t equal to sine root t. So the derivative of gt, we get g dash t equal to cos root t by 2 root t. And our function ft is cos root t by root t. So we can write ft equal to 2 times g dash t. And by using the derivative property of Laplace transform, we can write Laplace transform of g dash t equal to s into Laplace transform of gt minus g0. So we get Laplace transform of cos root t by 2 root t equal to s into Laplace transform of sine root t minus 0, as g0 is 0 since sine 0 is 0. By taking out 2 to the other side, we can also write it as Laplace transform of cos root t by root t equal to 2 times s into Laplace transform of sine root t. So, we need to find the Laplace transform of sine root t so that we can get the Laplace transform of our function ft cos root t by root t. Now, sine root t can be expanded into standard series by Maclaurin's theorem, as root t minus root t raised to the power 3 by 3 factorial plus root t raised to the power 5 by 5 factorial and so on. Root t is t raised to the power 1 by 2, root t raised to the power 3 is t raised to the power 3 by 2 and so on. Now we can apply the Laplace transform to individual terms, as Laplace transform of t raised to the power n, we know it as gamma n plus 1 by s raised to the power n plus 1. So we get gamma 3 by 2 upon s raised to the power 3 by 2 minus 1 by 3 factorial gamma 5 by 2 upon s raised to the power 5 by 2 plus 1 by 5 factorial gamma 7 by 2 upon s raised to the power 7 by 2 and so on. You know gamma 3 by 2 is 1 by 2 into under root pi by 2. Likewise, gamma 5 by 2 is 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into under root pi by 2, and like that we get under root pi by 2 into s raised to the power 3 by 2 minus under root pi by 8 into s raised to the power 5 by 2 plus under root pi by 64 into s raised to the power 7 by 2 and so on. Like this, take out common under root pi upon 2 into s raised to the power 3 by 2. In bracket, we get 1 minus 1 by 4s plus 1 by 2 factorial into 1 by 4s whole square minus 1 by 3 factorial into 1 by 4s cube plus and so on, which is the exponential series of e raised to the power minus 1 by 4s. So, the Laplace transform of sine root t, we get under root pi by 2 into s raised to the power 3 by 2 into e raised to the power minus 1 by 4s. So, the Laplace transform of cos root t by root t is 2s into Laplace transform of sine root t, or Laplace transform of cos root t by root t is equal to, we get as under root pi by s into e raised to the power minus 1 by 4s. So, this is how we can use the derivative property of Laplace transform to find the Laplace transform of complex functions. Please note the Laplace transform of sine root t as a special function, and also remember the Laplace transform of it. It may be useful in solving other problems later on. Okay, so now let's see the integral property of Laplace transform, that is the Laplace transform of integral of a function. According to this property, if Laplace transform of ft is fs, then the Laplace transform of integral from 0 to t of ft dt is equal to 1 by s into fs. Let's see the proof. For this, let us first consider a function gt equal to integral 0 to t ft dt. Now differentiate it both sides with respect to t. We get g dash t equal to d by dt of integral 0 to t ft dt, which is equal to ft. Now, as we know that Laplace transform of g dash t is equal to s into Laplace transform of gt minus g0. From the derivative property of Laplace transform we have just learned. Now, as g0 is 0, Laplace transform of g dash t is equal to s into Laplace transform of gt, or Laplace transform of gt, we can write it as 1 by s into Laplace transform of g dash t. Now substitute the value of gt and g dash t from the above equation, that is gt equal to integral 0 to t ft dt and g dash t equal to ft. So we get Laplace transform of integral 0 to t ft dt as 1 by s into Laplace transform of ft, or simply 1 by s into fs. So let's go through some examples based on this property. First example, find the Laplace transform of the function ft equal to integral 0 to t sine 2t dt. So the solution of this is simple one. Let's do it. As we know that the Laplace transform of sine 2t is equal to 2 by s square plus 4, and we have to find the Laplace transform of integral of sine 2t from 0 to t. So just apply the Laplace transform property of integrals. We can write Laplace transform of integral 0 to t sine 2t as 1 by s into 2 by s square plus 4. So you see how simple is this? Okay, so let's take one more example. Find the Laplace transform of function ft equal to integral 0 to t sine t by t dt. Now here, to apply the integral property of Laplace transform, we need to find the Laplace transform of sine t by t first. And how we can find the Laplace transform of sine t by t? We have done it earlier. Yes, by simply applying the division property. Let's see once again. As the Laplace transform of sine t is 1 by s square plus 1. and Laplace transform of sin t by t is equal to integral s to infinity 1 by s square plus 1 ds by using division property. And on solving the integration and putting the limits, we get Laplace transform of sin t by t as pi by 2 minus tan inverse s. All this we have done it earlier in the division property of Laplace transform. So now to find the Laplace transform of the given function, we have to just apply the integral property and we can write the Laplace transform of integral 0 to t sin t by t dt as 1 by s into pi by 2 minus tan inverse s. So in this lecture we have seen how to find the Laplace transform of derivatives and integral of the given functions. In the next lecture, we will see the initial and the final value theorem and how to find the Laplace transform of periodic functions.